I'm Lisa Broom with the Friday, March 27th edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, the Fair Trading Commission has given the go-ahead for the biggest telecommunications merger in Barbados' history. But the merger of Cable and Wireless Telecommunications, trading as Lime, and Columbus International Inc., trading as Flow, will come with significant conditions that could possibly spark new competition in the broadband and fixed line market in coming months. Ryan Broom has that story.
Based on the conditions of the FTC, the merger will open the door for another major telecommunications player to buy some of the fiber optic infrastructure already put in place by the two companies when they were competitors. Specifically, the merged entity has been instructed by the FTC to divest one set of fiber cables in the zones where total overlap exists of the Lime and Flow networks. This will include the 27,000 plus homes passed by the Carib Cable Network, as well as the 28,000 plus homes passed outside of the Carib Cable Network but in the Lime Flow fiber network overlap. The merged company must also divest the Government Hill and Durance Hub sites related to the fiber cables associated with the 27,000 plus homes passed by the Carib Cable Network. Before that can happen, the company has been asked to provide the FTC with an independent valuation of the assets to be divested within 60 days of the FTC's decision. The new merged company has been given 45 days by the FTC to vest the merged assets in a holding company. The Commission will then appoint a trustee of the holding company who will be responsible for monitoring the ongoing management of the divested assets and providing monthly reports. In response to the news, Cable and Wireless Communications says it has agreed, as a condition of approval, to divest the overlapping duplicate elements of the combined fiber network. The company says it is confident it will attract much interest and provide consumer choice in the market. Meanwhile, the other major player in the local telecoms industry, Digicel, has welcomed the FTC's decision. CEO of Digicel Barbados, Mark Linehan, tells CBC News that they are reviewing the contents of the FTC's decision and plan to meet with FTC officials for a full understanding on all that has been outlined. Mr. Linehan says it is still too soon to say for certain whether Digicel will be interested in the divested assets, noting that they first have to do their due diligence. He, however, acknowledged that it is a significant divestiture of assets involved. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Ryan, thanks. The FTC has also ensured that customers of both Lime and Flow will not be disadvantaged by the merger. Among other conditions, within 3 months of the date of the merger being effected, the new entity must offer the same prices, products and service standards to customers on the voice network. Additionally, the merged entity will adhere to its commitment that all current Lime and Flow broadband and television tariffs will be set at whichever level is the lower of the tariffs offered by the two companies. The merged entity has also been ordered to maintain net neutrality, that is, consistency in internet speeds and quality across the networks for basic broadband and additional services like television. Commerce Minister Donville Innes has also been responding to the FTC's decision. He tells CBC News that he has always expressed faith in the process for dealing with such matters. Mr. Innes has therefore commended the FTC for their work and has expressed gratitude to the Telecoms Division of the Prime Minister's Office for their technical advice to the FTC. He also says that all parties involved will now determine how the ruling affects their business models and will act accordingly. The minister says the focus from his end continues to be on expanding job opportunities, attracting foreign direct investment and expanding businesses. He says he is sure that changes in the telecoms sector will assist in all areas. In other news now, charges are likely to be laid soon against a man held by police in connection with the death of another man following a dispute in the Pine St. Michael earlier this month. Michael Harewood, 49 years old, was reportedly struck by an object then and was admitted to hospital. He succumbed to his injuries on Wednesday. Mosaic Steel Pan Orchestra, one of the headline acts for the Spice and Company show. Director David Walcott thinks Barbados is missing out on an untapped steel pan market. He says the steel pan industry is big business as it is becoming more in demand.
Presently, there's a degree in Trinidad where you can do a certificate and then move on to a degree where pan is the primary instrument. I would love to see that happen at maybe BCC or UE, where there's a degree and you play particular focus on steel pan and development of steel pan. It doesn't necessarily have to be only the plane. It could be the manufacturing of the pan, chroming, even down to making the sticks and the cases. Is a big business.
He says schools should try to include the instrument in their timetable.
There's a company in the United States called Panyard Inc. and they do every single thing down to key rings. Stands, they do merchandising, they do the pans, they specialize in special hammers. They've invented a whole set of technology pertaining to pan, and they're not even in the Caribbean. So I think even the Polytechnic, if we can look at manufacturing pans, manufacturing stands, the craftspeople to making the cases and exporting, there's a big market for pans throughout the world.
Don't expect a repeat of the severe dry conditions experienced in the recent past in Barbados this year. That, according to Shelley Ann Cox, research associate at the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, is where the future weather predictions are pointing. She shared that prediction with CBC News during an open day at the Institute earlier today. All the laughter and excitement from this group from the Lawrence Teague Primary might lead you to think they were at a party, but the day was much more serious than that. What they and other students did was a number of weather-related experiments at the Institute, and this was one of them, releasing a balloon which meteorologists use to test the weather.
We have here is a grommet radio sound, which takes temperature, relative humidity, pressure, wind speed, and wind direction. And the balloon usually goes up to an altitude of about 25 kilometers, and it transmits its data back to us via radio frequency with an antenna in the library, and we're able to download and archive that data and use it for forecast analysis at a later date.
Now, while the students were definitely more excited about the balloon release than what it is actually used for, the work that is done here is very important. And according to the recent findings, farmers and perhaps firefighters will be pleased to hear at least one of the predictions.
We can realize that our dry season has been a little let. We can observe that based on the rainfall that happened in over this dry season. And hopefully by June. Yes, but our drought alert map says there should be no concern for Barbados for right now. And hopefully by the 31st we'll be able to give an update to that situation.
And some of the students said they learned quite a bit during the day.
I learned that the climate change can affect a lot of things in Barbados. It affects the coral reefs and the amount of resources we use.
I learned a lot about climate change, coral bleaching from the speech that the girl from Queen's College gave. I learned about meteorology and temperature.
This looks like a combination of a wind vane and a anemometer with a solar panel.
And what does it do?
The anemometer part here is collecting the wind, which tells us the speed of the wind. And this wind vane tells us which way is north, so we can find our way home. And I guess the solar panels collecting the energy to help us measure the speed.
It was certainly a learning experience for us as well. We'll have more news after the break, but first we want to get your take on this question. Do you believe the Flow-Lime merger will result in cheaper telecommunications costs? Text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have the results at the end of the news.
Sandals, sandals, sandals galore. Megville gives you ladies sandals for this week only. Monday to Saturday, any pair of sandals for only $25. So go to Megville on Tudor Street, High Street and Palmetto Street for any pair of sandals for only $25. This week only, Monday to Saturday.
Dexter, isn't he the ex-con?
Let her go! Shoot you, my Roach. You lose, Dexter. You lose.
Hi, Louis the Lightning Bug here. Now, us lightning bugs are experts, see, on safety and electricity. And one thing for sure, and I ought to know, you never fly your kites where power lines go.
You never fly your kites where power lines go.
Now, if you're looking for a tree to climb. You never climb trees near power lines.
You never climb trees near power lines.
Play it smart, little buddy.
Power lines.
You gotta play it safe around the power lines. You gotta...
A message from Light and Power, powering our nation's progress since 1911.
Start your weekend early with Q in the Community Thursday and Saturday. This Saturday, Q in the Community will be at the Netball Stadium, Waterford, St. Michael. From 11 a.m., come for dancing, karaoke competition, and lots more. It's a Q weekend sponsored by Stag, the official beer of Q in the Community, and Jewers Whiskey. Tune into 100.7 FM or join our Facebook page for more details.
Efforts to provide training for lawmen from Barbados and the region have received a major boost. This as a new distance learning system provided by the United States and used by the Regional Security System, or RSS, kicks into gear. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Mark Bicefield says the first course using the equipment was conducted on March 5th.
More than 100 students from St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, St. Vincent, Barbados, Grenada, and Antigua and Barbuda participated virtually in the course Supervisory Management, led by RSS instructors. Additionally, we will continue to send some of your police officers and other rule of law officials to various professionalization courses at the 2 U.S. government-operated international law enforcement academies, and the FBI will be teaching courses on cybercrime and homicide investigations in the coming months.
Mr. Bicefield was speaking at the RSS Council of Ministers meeting at the Hilton Hotel. He also noted that the U.S. and Canada have been spending millions upgrading the RSS's air capacity.
Almost 16 years since the RSS Air Wing's first C-26 took its maiden flight, the United States, in partnership with Canada, is now finishing modernization and refurbishment of the first of 2 aircraft. This $11.25 million upgrade will provide state-of-the-art avionics and other equipment crucial for maintaining the RSS's maritime surveillance capability. We anticipate the return of the first refurbished aircraft in April or May. Work on the second aircraft is scheduled to begin in the second half of this year.
Parents are being encouraged to build a good rapport with teachers as their children progress on their educational journey, especially when problems arise at schools with students and parents are seeking information. They're being asked to do so peacefully. This encouragement from Wendy Small, principal of the Olga Miller Nursery, who has been in the teaching service for over 40 years.
I just want to take this opportunity to encourage parents to work with their children, go to the schools, be part of the schools, get the children to keep the rules, make sure that they behave themselves well, and when there are any conflicts or challenges, go to the school in a normal and a proper manner to find out from the principal what the problems are the children are encountering. And if parents work with us and we work with them, we know we'll have a better society.
Small states are experiencing a brain drain as a result of their skilled workers looking to greener pastures. This is according to editor of the book Migration and Development Perspectives from Small States, Wonderful Hope Conji. He was speaking at the Commonwealth book launch at the Hilton Barbados Resort. He adds that the book is paying close attention to the challenges of small states within their specific context.
Small states in the Pacific would be different to small states in the Caribbean, and so would small states in the African continent and in Europe. So small states have got challenges. It's a double-edged sword for them. They do not have the capacity to benefit fully from the benefits of migration, and at the same time they do not have the specific capacity needed for a country to be able to stop, not only to stop, but withstand from the losses from migration.
Professor Andrew Downs at the University of the West Indies is suggesting that to regain some balance to the challenge of brain drain, West Indian lecturers who are overseas should return for brief stints to share their knowledge with those willing to learn at tertiary institutions.
We can enhance the benefits of the university and its international character by drawing on West Indians who are stationed at universities overseas to help to come and teach on a short-term basis. And now that we are now utilizing all forms of technology, ICT and so forth, that they can now actually deliver courses from where they are, whether it's Harvard, MIT, Oxford, Cambridge, Manchester, whatever, to students in university. So I think over time we might be in a position to make maximum use of the diaspora, much more than we have, and beyond remittances.
The work of the Child Care Board not only lies in the management of children's homes on the island, there is also an ambitious program which seeks to provide assistance to those wards who need help adjusting to life after state care. That project is called the Community Reintegration Program, and according to co-producer DeCarla Applewhite, it needs support. Several fundraising activities were staged in the past to help those in the program. And this year, a benefit concert dubbed Caribbean Praise Fest 2015 is slated for the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium tomorrow. The acts include Shine the Light, New Dimensions Ministries, the CP School Choir, as well as Jamaican contemporary gospel artist Ken Doughty. If Barbadians do not start recycling, they will be shortening the lifespan of the Vaucluse landfill from 9 to 4 years. Minister of Environment and Drainage Dr. Dennis Lowe made this and other announcement recently at St. Bartholomew Primary School. More in this report.
Minister of Environment, Drainage, Dr. Dennis Lowe, announced that the 1,400 tons of garbage produced per day by Barbadians needs to be reduced. St. Bartholomew Primary School has started its contribution to the appeal. The school has launched a recycle project, and the children have been using recycling bins for plastic, paper, and cardboard. The minister is encouraging parents and those in the community to get on board with the students' recycling efforts.
Now you have to ensure that these programs that we're doing in the schools are programs that you're also doing at home. So when you have the PET bottles and the plastic cups and so on, please tell your mom and your dad, do not throw them in the trash, to give you an opportunity to collect them and bring them to your school's program.
Principal Hyacinth Harris says the project is a partnership with the island's largest recycling facility, Bees Recycling, which is providing multiple benefits. She says the funds generated from the items sent to Bees will be used for other school projects. She adds the children will also have the opportunity to see the products from recycled materials reused to benefit the environment.
As you will see later, we have also incorporated other elements in the recycling process. In our gardens, you will find bagasse, sawdust, and wood chips being used. These will help in our efforts to produce crops that are primarily organically grown. Such components act as mulches that should improve the aeration of the soil and control the growth of weeds.
Manager of Bees Recycling, Troy Johnson, explained to the students there are environmental and economic benefits.
Another benefit of recycling is the provision of an alternative source of energy from what would be considered waste. Through this means, we can save on the importation of oil for the generation of our energy needs. By recycling, we also have the direct social benefit with the provision of jobs for several persons who are unemployed and can use this means to generate sustainable employment for the maintenance of their families.
Those involved in the recycling project are encouraging Barbadians to see the need to go green, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Kimita Jones, CBC News.
Thank you, Kimita. Still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. But first, here is a reminder that we want to hear from you on this question. Do you believe the Flow-Lime merger will result in cheaper telecommunications costs? Text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have the results for you at the